Hello. Has this worked? Ah. That was really, really strange. Apologies everybody, it's a brand new PlayStation, so I have no idea why that's happened. So apologies. Please let me know if the sound quality is okay. I've just had to literally reinstall GT now, so nightmare. Anyway, right, welcome back to FTRL. We are here for week number 7 of GT2 in our 29th season, and we are in the sprint race. We were very delayed starting because Mike done Mike things, and he put 24 laps instead of 13 on this lobby settings, and has somehow got that really, really wrong. Anyway, right, Zach got pole with a 38.6, so a really, really good lap. He's now got a 3-second advantage to Dusty Fossil in second, and Lee Cole is down in third. I don't know what's happened to Mike. Has Mike hit the wall? Can anybody confirm? Unsafe release, first of the Audis tonight. Jonesy in the Viper. The Viper should actually go relatively well round here in comparison to where it has gone so far this season. Mike is in P6, Joker is in P7, closely contested by Owen, who's in an Audi sandwich. Nobby Norris in P9, J-Don in P10. Not the best start for him. Can only think that maybe him and Mike came together at turn 1, I'm not too sure. Royston P11, we've got Glyn in 12th, Sir Goose in 13th, Derek in P14, and Zom in P15, who's obviously had a bit of a nightmare somewhere. Now we should say Lee is covering for Beach or Johnny Boy tonight, who's away on his hollybobs. I think he'll be tuning in, so have a wonderful time, my friend. Hope you're enjoying yourself. But yeah, Zach is leading the way, 3.6 seconds. And he seems to be in cruise control. He does seem to go quite well around here, which he will tell you himself. You've got no reason for anybody to assume otherwise, because Zach will tell you if he's good somewhere, which is pretty much every track in his head. Dusty Fossil becoming under increasing pressure from Lee, but they are part of the same team, so I can't imagine there's going to be too much in the way of scrappy doos going on. Let's go on board with Mike as he follows Jonesy through the depth chicane. Many casualties as yet, a couple of wall twats, and Zom had literally just walked in the door as the race went live this evening, so no point watching Switchback, and Goose has left. He's rage quit, he's very angry. Hopefully that was an internet thing and it wasn't an angry thing. Yeah, let's keep an eye on his battle. So Jonesy hunting down Unsafe release. Now Unsafe should go pretty well in the first sector to give himself, well, from the first turn should I say, because that Viper won't turn anywhere near as well as that Audi will, so it's not the nicest through dirty air either. So all on the medium tyres as per. So Goose's power has just gone. Yeah, Jonesy is not fast through that section there. And he's got a Mikey all over the back of him. Mikey, who has been looking fast all week in practice, but unfortunately has Mike in him. So we will follow him through this sector. One of the most troublesome corners on the entire game, the Death Chicane at Dragon Trail Seaside, with quite a large fucking mountain in the background, it must be said. He had not time to turn in there, he just decided not to. And now he's under pressure from Joker, who's just going to glide past him into the final corner. So, all of the GTRs in the top 6 as it stands, so looking good for the Japanese boys. But yeah, Zach, very commanding lead thus far as we begin lap number 6, so we're almost halfway through. Jonesy is trying to attack, but he can't quite get there, as is Mikey with Joker. he's bringing his teammate with him, and Jadon is catching rather quickly. So these lot are all going to stay bunched together. For some reason, the Peugeots don't have their liveries on from my screen tonight, and neither do the Lambos. So can only apologise. It's not a me thing. But Derek does. So make of that what you will. Poor old Zom, struggling at the back of the grid, but Zach has got a 5.3 second lead to the two GTRs. Now these two probably won't be on camera much because again they will just be working together to secure a good result, so we're probably going to focus on this little clusterfuck behind, and I'm going to go on board with Jadon, current championship leader. He's not in a very familiar position as it stands, but any casualties this time round? Nope. James has hit the wall a little bit. That says Nobby. And that is Mikey making a pass on Joker, so I don't know if it was roles reversed from last time out, but Mikey, in true Mikey style, goes incredibly deep at the corner. Doesn't account for the overspeed he gets. But he maintains position. However, I do fear for him. I think we might see Joker try and attack, but the GTR's not pulling in that Audi as much as you'd think. Is he close enough to have a go? Pagani's going to be on standby just in case. Okay, my friend. Can anybody that's in the party with Mike tell me what happened on lap 1? Would be muchas gracias. On board of unsafe release in P4. You can see the two GTRs down the road, but no sign of catching them anytime soon, it must be said. And he's got the heft, which is Jonesy, behind him. It looked like he was going to veer off to the left for a second. He hit death chicane. Thank you, Smith Tom. I even called that on the first time I opened up the stream, but for some reason my voice wasn't being shared, which is really annoying. Oh, Pagani's declared it in the Discord as well. Oh, Jadon loses all momentum again by twatting into the wall as hard as he can. It's just a massive queue. Not much going on really. Derek is now last. Dane's in the chat. Danish flags in the chat for Dane, please. Mikey, yeah, Mike's been having the most monstrous panic attack about this race not being streamed. I've been always putting James under pressure. Tom wants to go on board with James for the death chicane because he fancies a laugh. No problem, we can do that. Everything's kind of as you are, there's not too much going on at the minute. Mikey is now closing up to the back of Jonesy though. So he does have the potential to get past Jonesy and then up towards unsafe release here. He's definitely one of the quicker in the group. Who on earth is that? Some random person who just joined. Right, let's go on board with Jadon. Tricky sector is this. Can't get over the sheer size of that mountain. It seems very unrealistic. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! You chose the wrong car, Tom. You chose the wrong one. It must just be a pressure thing. It really must, because he's not done it all week. Context of Mike. Johnsy hit the wall. Mike hit him. Tom, who refuses to add the extra E in Jonesy's name, calls him Johnsy. So maybe I'll take it back then. Maybe it wasn't all his fault. And Jonesy is now going to be the absolute wide berth that he is. The GTRs are very close. Lee definitely seems the quicker of the two, but obviously a little bit of dirty air and team orders. Will be preventing him from making an attempt to go past. Unsafe now has sort of the same gap in front and behind. He has pulled in the GTRs a little bit, so they need to be conscious of that. And Joker now having a good look at Jonesy. Oh! Owen with a big hit on Joker. Oh, fucking Jamie's in the chat. Yes, Jamie. And Owen has lost several positions. I think it was a bit of a knock-on effect there. I think Jonesy broke where the Viper has to. I think Joker maybe got a little bit spooked by it, and then Owen was trying to defend from James as he kind of collected into the side of Joker. So, which was what caused the scrappy do. Right, Owen in P8. I'm kind of anticipating a little bit of... Joker's just a very solid driver. He's not going to put the car in stupid places or try stupid things. I do enjoy watching him drive. Owen not so much. Oh, James just ushers Jonesy out of the way. Taking the tactics of Tom from GT1, Mr. Smith. Jonesy will retaliate, and he will do it in the most inconvenient place, for Exhibit A. See, if Jonesy had not had all of his brain cells removed by playing rugby, he would have just sat behind James and made the attempt here. But now he's under pressure from Joker. He's going to try and outbrake the Viper. He does not do it. Nobby Norris on his own, Glynn's on his own, Royston's on his own, Zom's on his own, Mike, and Derek is well and truly on his own, and even more on their own, Zach has got a 9-second lead. So if he's not your favourite for both races tonight, then I'm concerned about your logic as a human. Well, I can't stop yawning this evening. I had no preparation time for this whatsoever, so you're going to have to deal with the hands you've been dealt, my friends. Dusty Fossils extended the gap to Lee a little bit. Maybe Lee's backed off a touch, or he's had a small wobble. Yeah, he lost a second, so maybe a bit of a death chicane wall problem. But it's all about this absolute clusterfuck from P5 downwards. Pagani's trying to get in the room, but he can't, so Mike's going to have to kick him after the race. But knowing him, he'll probably reset it all in true Mikey fashion. So Owen has got past Joker, and he's now putting Jonesy under a bit of threat. Now, it's in Owen's best interest to try and get past Jonesy. And if you can do it through this bit, that would be very beneficial. However, I can't see that happening. Owen needs to be very careful. Attacking Jones, he doesn't want to lose out to Joker behind him. Oh, there we go. That makes it easier for him. Jonesy into the wall. So, they've removed the Jonesy problem. James is now on the attack. He's got 4.3 seconds to unsafe release, who is clawing that gap down towards the GTRs. So, keep an eye on it. There's only 2 laps left. So I can't see it, if I'm honest, especially with Lee doing a 39.7 the previous lap. But you never know. Lee might get brave and start going for a move on Dusty Fossil. It wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility. And Owen is all over the back of Joker in the battle for P6. Ah, Bradley's in the chat. So, dude. Worrying James fastest lap compared to Zach. 39.3. Yeah. Bloody hell. How you doing, Bradley? Making his return next week for the 58th time before he rage quits after 3 weeks. But we're all here for the ride. Oh, Jonesy. Nobby Norris in a very solid P9. Glyn in P10. Found it difficult this season as Glyn in that Viper. And Mikey on the tack with Zom. This is what we want to see in the last lap battle. This is very much what we want to see. We'll go and check these guys going for the depth chicane. Oh, James is hit the wall. James has hit the wall and he's now under pressure from Jonesy even more. And he's dropped from 5th down to P8, so unsafe is completely safe. In his P4, and he hasn't managed to reel in the gap between these two GTRs on that lap. Can Owen do anything about Joker on this final lap? He's got about a second gap. James is 100% going to go for this move. He's late on the brakes. Yeah, we'll sort that out after the race goes. Mike will have to kick somebody. Jonesy versus James. Is Jonesy just going to send it back on him? Oh, he did try it. Gives James a bit of a push for his troubles. And Jonesy does wait. I think he just tried to dive up the inside at the last minute. He's not meant to do that. Although he might have done because James is a knob. Can he kick Zach? Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Or Mike. If Mike just kicks himself, that'd be good. Zom versus Mike. Right, everybody's approaching the depth chicane for the final time. Zach has given that a big old clump this time, I think, by the looks of the way that the arrows went. But Dusty Fossil, is he through clean? He is. Oh, Lee, that was not tidy. Unsafe comes through. He's taken half a second out of him this time. But it should all be as it was. Joker's through. Owen's through with a big old drift. James is through. Jonesy's through. So is Nobby. As is Glyn. Oh, Glyn had a bit of a wall smash towards the end, so Royston could put him under pressure here into the final corner. Zom and Mikey are all through. Nice and safe. But Switchback takes the win. 10.7 seconds or 10.8 seconds over Dusty Fossil and then Lee Cole. So they did hold formation. Unsafe release was just under a second away. Then 7 seconds to Joker, who was just ahead of Owen. Good result for him. Jadon had a bit of an eventful race. Mid-pack, finished in P7, just held off Jonesy. I say held off Jonesy, pushed Jonesy out of the way. Nobby Norris P9, Glyn in P10. And then Royston, Zom, Mikey and Derek round off the grid. So there we go. Yeah, I think you deserve one of those, Jokers, to be honest. But there we go. I'll pull the results up on the screen for stewarding purposes. Zach is going to get a 10.9 second penalty just for being small and Scottish. And he went on tipping point and ironed his hair in advance, which we should all know that by now. But yeah, it seems like a good track for the GTRs finally. After last week's races, Dusty Fossil saying that it was never going to get any better for him and the rest of the season was going to be awful. Yeah, Brady ironed his hair. I mean, he didn't actually do it, but the way that his hair was styled, it looked like somebody had put like the hottest plate on his head and just made it like sear, so it was completely flat. And then yeah, we'll cross over to the next page. And there we go. A big DNF from Goose. He's done well there. Mikey needs to kick somebody. Who's he needs to kick? Or is that person gone? I've got a Goose is already here. Ignore me. Ignore me. So, an endurance race to follow. Obviously, tactics will be slightly differed on this one. I think it's a fairly obvious two-stop for most of the drivers. Fuel should last somewhere between 11 and kind of 13 laps. Don't be rude, Goose. I'll push you over. Yeah, fuel should be somewhere between 11 and 13 laps. And obviously the mediums and the hards must be used for at least a lap in this race. So there's always a couple that do these really weird, extravagant strategies and whatnot. So God knows what we're going to see. Nobby Norris has completed his Wii. Congratulations. Push you over, yeah. Well, if you're in a chair, I could push the chair over. Not enough to hurt you, but maybe just to give you a little graze on your knee. Do you know what I mean? Just a little carpet burn or something. Also, would like to take the time to congratulate Ross's mum, who is pregnant. So it'll be Ross's first child as well. So congratulations to them too. Everybody, I'm sure, will join me in wishing him nothing but the best. Yeah, what should we talk about here? I'll push you back. Yeah, no, let's not have a fight, Goose. If you just, I'll push you over and you just sort of take it. That'll be fine. Have you put 50p in the meter? Yeah. Owen, go away. Stop saying hello to me. For anybody watching this, which would just be the FTRL people, don't ever, and I mean ever, have a football-based conversation with Owen Pittaway. Will you respond in this chat, or would I stay aired forever? What are you going on about, Owen? I'm unsure. I can't believe I agreed to do this, to be honest. Yes, Mike, he's back. When people spell yeah YH, it really bothers me because it's just a tiny bit more effort to put one more letter in there. Like, I've never understood that one. It's always bothered me. Owen, why are you writing I like Arsenal? Owen, what are you going on about, by the way? About being aired. Can you elaborate at some point? Right, anyway. We are getting ready for an endurance race. Derek is going to lead us. Mikey second. How many people are going to hit the Death Chicane wall on lap 1? That's what I want to know. My guess is 2. Well, it depends if you add the extra A, because you could put YEH in there if you wanted to. It depends. I mean, technically you're right, but I think either or is acceptable. I mean, there's no reason why I'm watching Mike on lap 1. Absolutely none. But we're going to do it anyway. But Derek takes us underway for 32 laps of Dragon Trail Seaside. It's a wet dream for some, a nightmare for others. On the run down to turn 1, we will go through tyres very soon. I just want to stay on board for no reason whatsoever. This is just picked at random. Completely picked at random. No sort of reasoning behind my thoughts or my selection. It's just something I felt like I needed to do in a moment. And that's it. Everyone's through fairly clean thus far. Derek is looking away well. We've got half a second gap to Mike. Who's really caught up to the back of him through this middle sector. Mike trying to put Derek under all sorts of pressure as we come through to what could be just a very calm part of the track. There's no reason, like I said, look, there's no reason why I'm on board with Mike or anything at all. It was just random selection. And there we go, see, look, no problems whatsoever, for fuck's sake. He's going to have a look at Derek on the run down to the final corner. He should really just sit behind and try and get a better run out of the corner and attack Derek down this straight. I think he's kind of done, or he's outbroke himself, I'm not sure. But they've got quite a gap. 1.5 seconds to Zob, he's got 2 seconds to Royston. We didn't lose anybody by the looks of it, that one. There might have been a couple of wall bangs. But Mike towards the inside of turn 2. And move complete. Mike leads the race. Zombie's in P3. Royston P4 is being pushed through by Jonesy, who's heading up to the train. Jadon, his teammate, is in P6. So he's started in quite a good spot, really. Oh, that sounded like a slide. Anyway, let's go through all the tyres. So, Mike's on the mediums, Derek's on the mediums, Zom's on the mediums. And in the first, this probably explains the gap, but Royston is the first person on hards. Jonesy is on mediums, so you would expect him to be quicker, but then again, it is Jonesy. James is on mediums, so he wants a nice fast start. Oh, Jonesy's wobbling about all over the gaff. Owen's also on mediums, so Royston is the only car in this front 7 on the hard tyres. Joker's on hards, Nobby Norris, Lee Cole, Unsafe, Switchback, Sir Goose, Glynn and Dusty Fossil. So it's only Royston in the top 6, I believe, or top 7 on the hards. Everybody from 8th down is on the hard tyre. Everyone just hitting the wall in the background. Absolutely everybody. Let's watch this. This looks like fun. Dusty Fossil. Yeah, gets through on unsafe release. He's going to have a go at Glynn. Down the start finish straight as unsafe release has had a monster exit. Bloody hell. Where on earth did that come from? A 140.1, so the race pace is not bad at all. Not sure it's accurate. Oh, 44.0. That was weird. Even so, low 40s. Solid pace. Let's go on board with the Lambos here. As Zach pushes Nobby out of the way, goes through with his team, and there are no team orders whatsoever. Oh, that's... Oh. Nobby's there. Royston... Oh, no. What happened? Oh, that's a shitter. I'm not sure. Royston went off. Nobby decided to just drive into him. Royston's back on the attack. Unsafe release goes quite deep on the brakes, it must be said. Royston gets a good drive, but I don't think he's going to go for that move there. No, he's going to tuck him behind. Any casualties up front? Switchback's fine, Glynn's fine. Couple of scrapes again, but nothing too drastic. Why is Lee all the way back there? Has he done something stupid? Just been out to Daytona to watch some rock concert. And Marilyn Manson, the creepiest human being I've ever laid my eyes on. And that does include Mike. Who's got a 4.2 second lead. He be flying. Now, for the love of God, capitalise on it, Mike. As your teammate and brand ambassador, for the love of God, make it count. James, he will hit the death chicane at some point in this race, James, just to keep it spicy. Got a couple of Dons and a Mong in the battle from 4th, 5th and 6th. I'm proud of myself for that one. And switchback coming through the field nicely. He's started 15th and he's up to 7th. He's just 11.9 seconds off of Mike. 4.5 laps into the race. Obviously a massive disadvantage for those that start at the back end with there being rolling starts. You have to do some serious hard work in coming through the field and closing the gap down. When the race starts alone, you're already sort of 10 seconds off the pack. Oh, there he goes. What a pile of shit. Into the wall. Smashed harder than a John McGinn 50-50. Oh, decides to outbrake everyone. Oh, why has Jonesy done that? It's not the optimal line from Jonesy. Did he try doing something stupid? He was around both the Dons, and him and James had a bit of argy-bargy last race. Well. So Goose all over the back of his teammate. Jonesy's not going to lose position here. And he doesn't do so. So all good on that front. Dusty Fossil. Oh. Goose having a right old wiggle. And Robin Norris has not recovered well after his antics in the gravel. But the good news is, even after a little bit of chaos, everyone's relatively close in this kind of middle pack. Mikey, 5.1 seconds is the gap. He's pulling out a second a lap. And yes, I used my eyes for that one, and my brain. Derek doing a stellar job of holding up Zom for Mike. And O'Donnell's got past James. So James must have hit the wall in the last lap. See if he does it again. He's not comfortable through there at all. Big old lift. Oh. Jonesy and Royston. Oh my God. What happened there? James and Jonesy last year. Had a feeling that might have happened. So, if it involves James and Jonesy, I'm sure both of them will report it. The biggest couple of Karens in FTRL. Yeah, all in all, fairly standard. We're not going to see any early pit stops, I wouldn't have thought. Let's have a look at the medium runners' tyres. James is managing those really well. Bloody hell. Hold on a little bit more. Yeah, and then the front three are all fairly similar. Zom's slightly worse off than Derek. Nice driving from Derek. He didn't enjoy the best race one, but some nice clean air. And he's not a million miles away from Mike. He's kind of held that gap after Mike pulled it out after a couple of laps. Derek's maintained it quite nicely. Yep, same layout for tomorrow, mate. Just a regular Dragon Trail Seaside. Are you going to race tomorrow, Bred? Let me know. The pace will be quite high, so don't expect miracles on your first race back, mate. Just you being there is we are grateful for. So, like I said to you, mate, use this as like a learning thing on your new wheel and everything. So you should have loads of fun with it all. But oh, good man. Did you join? I think you joined the Discord, haven't you? If so, I'll get you assigned in there and properly sorted out. Yeah, just get used to the new wheel. Just don't give up on it, mate. Please, we beg you. Right, so Odon and Jadon are now closing down Zom. You're in the Nissan GTR. You are in this one. GTR, I think it's 18. Nissan GTR, Group 3, 2018. It's that one right there. And Dusty Fossil will have that livery on his page there. You might want to get in touch with him. Yeah, cool. Right, top 5 fuel. So Mikey's just under half. Derek is bang on half. Zombie's just ever so slightly above half. Odon just under half, and James has got the best out of the top 5. So drop Dusty Fossil a message, Red, for after the race, and he'll tell you what you need. In terms of fuel, I think I'd probably have about a quarter left at this point, with me being me. I mean, Jonesy Unsafe and Glyn are pretty much identical. Dusty Fossil is really good on fuel. Lee is burnt off quite a lot more, must be said. Sir Goose is absolutely caning his, fair play, respect. And Nobby Norris is bang on half. Yeah, Mike leading the way, 7.3, so he's extended the gap a little bit. Yeah, Odon and Jadon are very much closing in on the podium positions at the minute. And Zach has got Joker right with him. And hopefully they don't squabble too much. They're both on the hard tyre. And weirdly, Zach's got better tyre wear than someone. So, yeah, about a quarter of the way through. Let's see how this ends up. We'll go on board with Joker for a second, whilst I itch my hay fever eye and have a sip of drink. Switchback definitely pulled out a lot of gap, a lot of time through there, through the middle sector. Jadon through the left chicane. Yeah, he doesn't like that at all, does he? Well, Owen's had a bit of a wobble through there, but he's reeling in Zom. Owen has used considerably more fuel than Zom though, so Zom's been a bit more conservative. And look at the gap between James and Owen. Let's have a look at Mark. How's he doing on fuel? Burned a bit more than Derek. We're going to start getting towards pit stops very soon. Somebody is in the pits, speaking of. That is Royston and Lee Cole. So what are they doing here then? I mean, surely they're not doing a... No. They'll be doing, what, 2 lots of 12 laps on the mediums now? You would think. Yeah, out they come together. Both got a full tank of fuel. And Royston tucks in behind Lee. Nicely done. Both on the mediums, and off they pop. They've got 35.5 seconds to Nobby Norris. So we'll keep an eye on that within the next couple of laps and see how that comes down. Those rear tyres are worn quite a bit more on those in that Lambo. And as expected, the Viper is absolutely chomping away at its fronts. Unsafe release, fairly quiet at the minute, biding his time possibly. But he's very good. Oh no, that's Dusty Fossil. was going to say, he's very, very good on fuel. Bloody hell. Carl's doing a great job. Now, I think if I use my brain here, I have a feeling that Dusty Fossil might do a one-stop. Whether he can do that on his tyres remains to be seen, but judging by the way his fuel's lying and whatnot, and the fact he's not pushing it like mad, I'm going to guess he's doing that. Okay, Nobby and Goose both did a 155. I'd love company bread, however, I'm just a bit reluctant because I had a bit of a nightmare with my volume and stuff. So I'll just see this out tonight. I haven't done all my settings, I'm on a new PlayStation console. So I need to get it all right. I did this in a bit of a last minute emergency. So I very much do appreciate the offer, mate. But I've not fiddled around with all of my settings. So... But yes, thank you very much for offering. Right, Jadon has got past Owen. And he is right on the back of his teammate. Now, will Zom let him go? I think they'll be in a party together. I'm sure they're racing a party together. And let's see. Because at this point James looks obviously quicker and he has a lot more fuel. God, the difference between James and Owen on fuel. But Owen driving really well at the minute, must be said, keeping pace with these guys. And Mikey with a 10-second gap. Lap times have been very consistent. I think we'll probably see him in this lap, unless he tries to stretch it out for one more. We'll keep an eye on Mike and we'll see. Unsafe release has just pitted. Let's keep an eye on Mike. His fuel light has just come on, which normally means he's got around a lap of fuel left. It looks like he's carrying on. Yeah, he's going to do the same as Lee and whatnot, but just in reverse, I would think. So yeah, unsafe release has come out just behind Royston, so not ideal from his race standpoint, but Lee's already got 3.7 seconds on Royston. Yeah, don't know, Mike. He must have left it on pause, Tom. He's practiced the life out of it this week. You should have seen the sheer panic in him all day when we found out that people couldn't stream this race tonight because it was Dragon Trail Seaside. The absolute... Oh God, he was asking every man and his dog. He's like, I would have done it for any track. I was like, no, it's not. It's because you think you've got a very good chance of winning because it's Dragon Trail Seaside. You definitely are putting an added bit of effort into this today. So that was quite funny, watching Mike trying to defend himself on that. Oh, Zom is massively holding them all up now. Because Owen is right there with them, and the very moany switchback will be there as well. I'm sure he'll be getting angry because there's another car in the same sector as him. Let's watch this. Let's go on board with switchback and watch all of these guys go through the dash code. So Zom, Paul Owens give it a tap. James looked like he gave it a tap as well. But Owen's definitely going to be in. Yeah, Mike comes in with no fuel at all. Derek's going to follow. I'm assuming Zom will. James has got almost a quarter of a tank of fuel. Look at that. I mean, it's impressive, it really is. And Zach has done a very good job in that first stint. So everyone's coming in now. I think Nobby and Goose, who is very, very low on fuel. I'm sure they'll all go in. I think the only ones that haven't are Jonesy and Joker, who I think can only imagine will just come in this lap. Dusty Fossil, did he come in? Oh, he has come in. Ah. Interesting. He's coming out of the pits and he's going to come out just behind Lee and just ahead of Owen, so it's quite a big jump he's done there, just by saving a lot of fuel. And full credit to him because he's very, very good at doing that. Owen has filled the car right up. Dusty Fossil's on 70%. But then the order is very much so. Mike has had his time basically halved by James because of his fuel saving. And James has got considerably less fuel in the car at this point. But by the end of this stint, you watch the difference between those fuels. Yeah, I had to get a new one bred. The old one was just dying of death. Sadly, it started deteriorating and just turning itself off, so I had loads of problems with it. Didn't get the pro, there's no point at this stage because there's only about 4 games that benefit from it. Right, Mikey's going to come out and resume the race lead. James has taken quite a bit of time out of him this lap, so I don't know whether Mike's had a wobble somewhere or James is just on an absolute flyer, but we'll see. Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. What do you think of the new Arsenal kit, Brett? I think it's so clean. Really, really like it. Jones has come out the pits with 46% fuel, so he's going to do his hard stint now. Tuck in just behind Switchback. Switchback will be a very relieved man. You do not want to be stuck behind Jonesy. I can tell you firsthand it is not fun. But yeah, still a lot of the cars, to be fair, are all within the same sector. So it's the makings of a good solid race, this. Approaching the halfway point. So Goose is not having the best time of it at the minute. He's found himself quite a way behind, as has Nobby. So those two look set as they are to be, unfortunately, finishing down that end of the grid. Mikey's holding it around 6 seconds to James. But the difference in fuel is already starting to narrow. Very different lines for that final corner from Derek and Zach, but Zach has now got the inside and there will be absolutely no teamwork required here. Because Zach will just shoot on through. Derek will tuck in behind, I would think. Yep, there we go. Good teamwork. And Zach was never going to be Derek in that situation. I've known Zach far too long. Oh, Lee versus Jonesy. Just add a blue flag into this and it's everything we could possibly want and more. That looks horrendous on the naked eye. The two Audis in 9th and 10th, they'd like to be a bit further up the grid if they can, but still not in the worst shape at this point. Both in the medium, so they're looking to do their hard stints at the end. Actually, no, to be fair, Unsafe's already done his. So, I think we'll see Unsafe climb up the grid a little bit more. Owen needs to be careful at this point. His name in appears. Hello, Simon. Sorry about Mike pestering you today. I didn't find out until late. Oh, Desperado, Despacito. He was loving it. There's not been any massive death chicane accidents yet. We saw a couple in the last race, but everything's been relatively calm this time out. Oh. Ghost ain't having the best of times. Mikey 6.2 to James. Good stint from Mike, he's driving well. But James does need to bring that gap down because as it stands, Mike's going to have quite a reasonable fuel advantage as well. Now we know James is good on his fuel and whatnot and his tyres and just sort of relies on sheer pace, but yeah. But for any errors, touch wood, Mikey's going well, as is Zach. Intrigued to see how he ends up in this race. He's got almost 15 seconds to the top two. But he's got more fuel than them both. He's on a faster tyre than them both. And we saw how quick he was. He's got clean air in front of him. Don't count him out. Zom and Derek having a really good race. Lee has dropped off the back of Jonesy, so he obviously died of pain. Oh, Unsafe getting a bit wobbly there. All out of sorts. But he had a better run than Lee still. Unsafe making some ground now on these mediums. Lee is on them as well, but they're a lot more worn. Oh, don't get on that side of the grotto. Oh. Well saved. It's a man of experience. Zom and Derek still stuck together. And Derek has a lot more fuel, so he's just tucking in behind, saving some fuel. Hoping to get a jump on Zom in the pits. Sensible. Yep, still 6 seconds is the gap. It keeps fluctuating between 5.8 and 6.1. So both drivers doing what they need to do. How's the fuel discrepancy? Well, it is narrowing a little bit, but Mike does still have the advantage. And Zach is bringing down the time to Mike. Almost 14 seconds now. It's about a second off from the last time we checked. But then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drivers all within a handful of seconds of one another. So that will all come down to fuel and whatnot in the pits. Oh, Joker was very, very close for the left chicane ball then. I think we'll just pick one of these drivers and stay with them for a bit. Let's go Dusty Fossil. The cultured old fox. Experienced, some would call him. Has just found out he's going to be a granddad, so massive congratulations to him. Lovely bloke is Dusty Fossil. I don't know how much that'll mean to him, so sending all our love. Oh, just not what you want to see if you're Derek. I don't know how he's got a massive... I don't know how Jonesy's got that sort of run out of that corner. Ah, contact. Pushes Derek out of the way. Go on, Derek, give it back. He's a bully. He's an absolute bully. Dusty Fossil's going through. Is Derek saving fuel? Has he got a problem? What's happening here? Seeing Jonesy around you on track is like when you know, like when you've got like a nice pair of shoes on and you step in dog shit, and then you've got that disappointment with them, but then you realise it's that kind of really smelly yellow dog shit, and you just know that it's just going to be a horrible experience trying to get rid of it. That's what Jonesy represents. That's what it's like. 5.1 seconds, and that fuel gap is decreasing ever more. This is going to end very close, I believe, between these two at the end. And Zach has taken another 3 seconds out of these guys, and we've got almost half a race left. So I think as far as your top three go, I think this will be it, barring any problems. But the rest of them is anyone's guess. Just sort of following each other. Exactly. I was just thinking that. 10 seconds now. He started on hard, so he'll be on mediums. Mike's on the hards now, as is James, so they'll all be on the medium tyre. Zach has got to do some serious work. I mean, fuel-wise, he's definitely going to make some time up. So you don't want to rule him out. I think he'll be there or thereabouts towards the end. But James is going to come in now, actually. But, yeah, with the fuel advantage and the speed he's going at, Zach, I think, is... Yeah, I think he's odds on here. It's quite a big gap, though. Yeah, Tom thinks Zach wins this easy. I don't know if I'd say easy. But, I mean, Mike's going to be in this lap. He's going to do 12.8.12. But then, like I said, Zach does have a massive fuel advantage. Where's James filtered out? He's come out 3.5 seconds behind Nobby. In P13, he's got a little bit of clean air, and then once he gets past Nobby, he's got a massive amount of gap, massive amount of space, whatever you want to say. So he's not in the worst spot. Jonesy's come out just ahead of Sir Goose, so that's him to the end. That's James to the end. Let's go and check in on Mike as he rounds the final corner. The gap is 8.4 seconds. And Zach is going to keep going. Yeah, I think Zach's in the best position to win this. His lap times are very, very good. I'm going to keep an eye on James. I do think Mike will come out ahead of him, if I'm honest. Yeah, Zach is flying. He's on another level at the minute. Just checking, by the way, is my voice nice and clear over the top of the race, like sounds, or the car's a bit too loud? How's the balance? Right, Mike comes out of the pits full fuel, and he gets out ahead of Nobby. Nobby might have a little bit of overspeed on him though. Doesn't want to lose this, Mike. He has lost it. James is 3 seconds. I am surprised, but James has underfueled a little bit, to be fair, as he does. So interesting call from James, because obviously if he's got to make that get him to the end, he can't really push it where he wants to. But Mike needs to get past Nobby as quickly as possible. He does not want to be held up. This is important for his race, this. That time is going to keep coming down. It's 2.6, 2.5. Mike needs to do it now. Needs to be brave on the brakes. Nobby's going defensive. This is car in a good spot. Mike going for the undercut. Needs to get this done. He's got the inside line, but Nobby's not going to pull out of this. Oh, Mike's had to tuck him behind. He's going to lose even more time. Nobby holds firm. Half a second, over half a second. Nobby goes defensive at the final corner. Mike needs to brake deeper, cut back and get a good run out of the corner. Which he's done. He'll definitely be ahead now by the time they get to the first main braking zone of the lap. A couple of drivers in the pits, one of which is Dusty Fossil. Nobby forcing Mike to go the long way round. Mike needs to get this done, it's important. Which he does later on the brakes, good move. But Nobby's done James a massive favour there. It's taken us over a second out of him. Mikey's been known to have trouble with a firm knob. Yeah, God, you ain't got to tell me that. Just tell every female in the southeast. But right, so from James's perspective, he needs to make sure that he can get past Nobby a lot sooner and a lot smoother than what Mike just did. But Zach has come into the pits now. So he'll have 10 laps to run on a fresh set of medium tyres. That'll be him to the end. Owen's still going really strong. So I think Mike is the first person as it stands to be going to the end. Yeah, James having the same kind of issues as Mike's had, but James will be more aggressive than Mike. He goes deep, swings the car, but Nobby's indicated he's going into the pits, I think, yeah. 1.9, so in theory, Mike's actually gained out of that, but there we go. Right, switchback, he's coming out of the pits, and this is it to the end. This is a straight shootout. There is not even a second between Mike and Zach, and there's 1.5 between Zach and James. So 2.5 between all of the race contenders. If it's anything like we saw in the pace of the first race, Zach, he would say, would be the clear favourite. However, he does get in his own head sometimes by getting uncontrollably angry at the stupidest things. So if he gets a bit frustrated behind Mike, there's every chance he might bin it. But these guys are definitely your front three. Dusty Fossil is 15.5 seconds back, but he's a net P4 at the minute, we'd say, maybe. But yeah, Zach is all over the back of Mike already. James still having to upshift early, but this fighting's going to do him favours. Mikey was very, very close. But this is where we'll see with Mike, because this is where the issues can lie, under pressure. Zach makes the move. Mike goes for a switchback on switchback. But he can't make it stick. He will have a better run though, up to start finish straight. Let's see whether he can make the move back onto him into the first heavy braking zone. Doesn't look like he's going to be close enough at this point. He's going to have to be brave on the brakes. Try and do the same move he did on Nobby, but he's not going to do it. No, he doesn't want to let Zach get away. He does not want to let him do that. No defence at all, no. Owen and Joker, the last two to pit. Been a cracking race. I mean, Dusty Fossil's got a small gap, but then there's a huge queue forming behind Zom. And we've still got Owen and Joker to sort of phase back into that as well, so this will be a fun watch to the end. Like I said, poor old Nobby and Goose, not having the best of times. Switchback has pulled nearly a second on Mike, so that raw pace at the minute is just a little bit too much. A little scrape of the wall, that'll unsettle him a little bit. 1.2. Yeah, Switchback just looks to be too quick at this point. Owen comes in for his last stop. He's going to go onto the hard tyre, and he's probably going to phase out in that really horrible group of cars. So for his sake, he needs to make sure he's at the front of that. If he can, we'll keep an eye on it. He does not want to be stuck inside this pack here. Out he comes. I don't know, he's going to have a little bit of a buffer. He'll have Dusty Fossil for company fairly soon as he comes up to speed, but good position for Owen. And he was ahead of Joker, who's going to be in, I would probably say, the end of the next lap, maybe. Yeah, switch about 1.8 seconds clear. It looks to be game, set and match, unless there's any sort of errors. Mikey's quick around here, as is James, but Zach has found another gear tonight. And fair play to him for doing so. And the Zom bus, the Zom train, well and truly underway. Unsafe Release won't be pleased being in this group. He'll want to clear Zom and get past him as early as possible, as he doesn't want Jonesy in that attacking him in that Viper. Whoa, there we go. The only thing Jonesy's attacking the wall. Oh. There we go. The slippy dog turd has gone. And Joker comes in to round off the final lot of pit stops. Everybody is now going to be going to the end. Now Joker almost certainly will phase out into this pack, I imagine. Right in the middle of it, and Odon, 1.5 seconds ahead of Dusty Fossil. These hard tyres could really kill him. He's got the best possible chance to keep people behind him, even if Dusty Fossil goes through. As Joker comes out the pits, Dusty Fossil goes through, and he's got a nice gap actually to Zom. He's played that perfectly. So the two GTRs now can attack. He's only doing 6 laps on the mediums at the end. Fair enough. Interesting. Oh, he needs to keep his head down now. And even if he loses these 2 positions to the GTRs, it's not the end of the world. It'll still be a very good result. Unsafe now has Lee for company in P9. And they do have a bit of a buffer back now to Royston. So everyone's in like their own little mini packs as they stand now. I'd say Release could have a chance to get past Zom. Zom will defend, and he will defend to the end of the earth. So he's going to try and go the long way around, is he? Or is he going to try and cut back? Lee's going to dive up the inside. You don't want to leave space on the inside with Lee around, because he will go for it. This is, I feel worried about this. Oh, Lee! Oh! That did not look like it was going to end well. Derek give it a bit of a thump, I think. And safe going the long way around Zom. Oh, don't get the other side of that curb. Now, does Lee work with Unsafe to try and get past here? Unsafe can surely have a look at him. He's going to try and force himself into the inside line. Oh, Zom. That didn't look great from my view. I don't know how other people viewed that. Not sure. Could have been the camera angle. Benefit of the doubt. Yeah, he's not happy. God. From a stewarding perspective, my bumhole started going there, I'll be honest. But now Lee has got past Unsafe as well. And the two GTRs are right on the back of Owen. So Owen is very much not the favourite to win this three-way battle, I'll be honest. Zach has pulled out a 3.8 second gap, so it's his to lose at this stage. And it's now the battle between Mike and James for second and third. They've got a huge gap behind, so they can afford to have a bit of a scrap if they want to. But either way, it's been a stunning drive between all three of them. So we've got about 5 laps to go. For what's been quite a good race, to be honest. There's been a lot of battles up and down the grid. Normally it's either a really good race or a completely crap one around here. There's no sort of in between, I find anyway. And just a little reminder to everybody that the sign-ups are open for season 30. It is going to be a Group 4 championship. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. We haven't done it for a while, and a lot of people have requested it for quite a while now. Final details are still being confirmed of it all, but it should be good fun. And with it being the 30th season, we'd love as many of you to be in there as possible. So even if it's not necessarily your thing, it's quite a special season to do it for 30. It's quite something. 9 years of it. So yeah, please all sign up if you can. Get it done, and then come and enjoy some racing. Even if you just want to return, if you want to renew, whatever you want to do. Even if you're a brand new driver. But give Owen his credit. He's defending well. He's putting the car where he needs to put it, and his lap times are solid enough. Dusty Fossil and Joker won't do anything too stupid, you know. They are the Chuckle Brothers, but they are about as clean as you can get. They do set a good example. So Unsafe and Lee are closing the gap a little bit, but not enough that those guys should worry at this stage. But 4 laps left. Both of them go a bit deep through the turns 2 and 3 for that first chicane. But a really good job from Owen. Mikey just keeping James at arm's length. And old Russell Hobbs in P1. Old Ironhead. Whoever does any liveries for next season, please can you make Zach a Russell Hobbs branded or T-Foul, whatever it's called, an iron-based livery. That would be nothing but hilarious. What's happened here? Interesting. Has Jonesy given up? What's happened here? He's on pause. He's not enjoying his evening. Four and a half seconds back to 1.4. Dusty Fossil and Joker have both got past Owen, so he must have had a small moment somewhere. But even so, if Owen can hold on to P6, that'll be a really positive result. Around the track he was not feeling very confident at all. So that means in the top 7 or 8 cars you've got all 3 GTRs, all 3 Audis, and then you've got the Peugeot and a Lamborghini. So Owen, if you can hear this, just bring it home. Stick with him if you can. Nothing silly. And unsafe, don't let him past. Lee, of course, filling in for Beach tonight, so only half points. Doing his best, but again, I can't see the GTRs doing anything other than keeping formation. They might fight it out on the final lap if they're close enough, but their priority will be try and maximise points, which have been a bit scarce for them this season. The GTR once was one of the go-to cars, and at some tracks still is, but on the whole it's not been the best for them this season, so we thank them for their efforts and continuously representing. 2 laps to go. Zach has got 5.5 seconds to play with, and Mikey has still got 1.2 seconds to James, and I think the underfueling has harmed him a little bit, because I don't think he's able to really push this car. You never know, he might be able to in his final 2 laps. He might have saved enough fuel to do so now, but Mike does have a smidge more, and he can really give this the beans to hold on to position. Owen just losing track of those 2 GTRs now. Unsafe still ahead of Lee. Zom in a very lonely P9, but still pretty solid. Royston again, solid top 10. All 3 Peugeots in the top 10. Glyn in P11. Not good for the Vipers tonight, sadly. Derek in P12, Nobby P13, and then not too sure what's happening here. They've both got the hazards on. I'm hoping they're both there because they've got the leader coming up behind them. Goose gets well out of the way. I really hope Jones is in his car. Here he is. But Zach starts his final lap. Mikey and James 1 second in it now. See James, they're quite similar on fuel now, pretty much identical. So, but I think James might have left this too late. Unsafe has closed the gap on his teammate, but I think 2.5 seconds might be a bit of a stretch on the last lap. But we'll go up front with Zach, who's driven flawlessly tonight. One of the best racing weeks I've seen from Zach in a long time. He said there's something about this circuit for him. Like I said, it's a bit of a Marmite one. I'm personally not a fan, and I will hit that depth chicane tomorrow night. Mikey, it's his absolute favourite as well. I don't think James is the biggest fan around here. I could be wrong. But Zach has got one more death chicane to navigate. He can take this as slow as he wants. Nice and steady. Big old lift. Through he goes. No dramas. Let's see if Mikey can follow suit. He can. A bit of a graze. He's going to be under a bit of pressure here. He's going to be under a lot of pressure. James is going to go for this. James is going to go deep and try and get a cutback. Mikey needs a good drive out this final corner, and James has every chance of getting him on the run to the line. He pulls out to the side. It's going to be a photo finish, and Mikey holds on by 0.008 of a second. So good drive from Mikey, good recovery after what happened in race 1. Good drive from Jadon as always, championship leader. The 2 GTRs, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, P4 and 5. Dusty Fossil was like he's going to hold on for P4. Bit of a wiggle. Oh, and Odon just holds off unsafe on that last lap. Turns out that 2.5 second gap wasn't comfortable. Lee finishes P8, Zon P9, Royston P10. Glyn's going to come home in P11, first of the Viper runners tonight. So not the best night for those boys. Derek in P12, Nobby Norris in P13, as Jonesy and Sir Goose have both finished in 14th and 15th. There we go, Nobby Norris to the line. Well, please do come and watch us tomorrow night in GT1, where we promise to spin over the line better than that. And championship leader and multiple time champion Mr. T. Smith. Let's see if he can round off another good week of racing. And the battle for second in GT1 is certainly ramping up. So let's have a look at the result classifications. Just one more time through then. So Switchback takes a double win tonight. Mikey comes home in P2, Jadon in P3, Dusty Fossil and Joker in P4 and 5. Much better for those boys. Odon in P6 and rounding off the Audis in the top 7 is Unsafe Release. Lee Cole covering for Beach in P8. Zomlar in P9 with Royston in P10, both those Peugeots together. Then we've got Glyn, the first of the Vipers, in P11, and then the other 2 Lambos. So we had a race winner, then a 12th and 13th for the Lambos, a bit of a contrast an evening, and then Jonesy and Sir Goose round off a disappointing evening for the Vipers. But please do come and join us tomorrow night. We will have Switchback on commentary, who will have a right buzz, and he'll probably tell all of us where we're going wrong. And yeah, it should be a good one. So 3 more weeks left. If you haven't signed up for next season, please do so. Everything's all in our Discord, and we'll all go from there. But return of bread tomorrow night, so come and cherish it, because it won't last more than a week. And we'll see you next time. Cheers, everyone.